You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced and get happy with Dr. Marissa. And this show is about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have shows and topics.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days.
Monday, Tuesday,
Happy days.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Happy days.
Friday, whatever.
Happy days.
What a day.
I love you.
I love you too.
Best known as the mom from Happy Days, and she is a delightful 89-year young Marion Ross to my studio. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Dr. Marissa, this is such a treat for me.
Oh.
My goodness, you're a wonderment.
Which is exactly the kind of guest that I like. Those who have gone through life, good and bad, and then taken those experiences to alchemize them into the person they are now and doing good on the planet. I'd like you to welcome Corey Feldman.
If you're grateful for it and you say right away, thank you, God. Oh, my God, that's so beautiful. I'm so blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Then guess what? More good things will come to you.
Does this sound familiar at all? She's back again to mark my Cancer Awareness and Prevention Month show. Please welcome Fran Drescher. Hi, Fran.
On and supporting cancer schmance. I really appreciate it.
So what would you say are some of the biggest myths, Fran, that people have about cancer?
Well, I would say that they think that there's a cure for it.
Okay.
Instead of a cause for it.
This is the first call-in show when I get to be Dr. Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura. And people call in to get their life tires balanced and their critical thinking or their BS, their belief systems, smog checked. And today I am delighted to have Malie calling in from Birmingham, Alabama.
We could go 90 days and end up having terrible sex. And then you say, well, the relationship's not all about sex. Well, if I'm not getting great sex from you, then I'm going to get it from somebody else. Right?
That moose just got put on the table. And I see Josh and Jim.
I have to agree
You're
with Clyde.
both nodding. Ramon's sort of half nodding because his wife's listening. But
I understood what was going to happen if Muhammad Ali's youngest daughter, made public that I was going to become a boxer. So I wanted to make sure this was the path that I wanted to go down.
you are absolutely fabulous, beautiful inside and out. And I'm giving you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award today.
Thank you.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic point.
When I go, I'm gone.
Are you lonely?
No.
Nah, I knew that was going to be
But
the answer.
I surround myself with people. I mean, I'm always the one cooking for things. Or I'm always the one that decorates first and come to my house. All the orphans that have no place.
I'm going to have no place to go, so I can come over.
Come on over.
And life is so amazing if we can see it.
off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. Make sure this is on. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on CNBC News, NBC News, and NBC Sports radio station KZAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and home to the Asian Oprah. This is a station that leaves no listener behind. And I'm also streaming on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser. I can tell it's Thursday, and more. Spreaker, Streaker, you name it, I'm there because I want to splatter you with more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip on the show, no scandal, and no K words, no Kanye talk at all. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have topics and guests. We had some great guests this week. We had a Monday movie review with a 12-year-old, kids first, darling actress. On Tuesday, we did making lemonade out of lemons or banana bread after black and brown spotted bananas. Yesterday, we had Doctors in the House, my newest series, and we talked about resilience and that being a skill. And today, as you can see in the studio, I have one of your favorites. He is my co-host for Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa and
Sam Works.
Welcome back to the studio, Sam, and he's here on time. And how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, a lot of things have happened the past couple, I would say, week or so since the last time I was on the show. So you know, I'm back. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to roll.
Oh,
so
okay. And now you got me curious, but let's start with our breakfast with Dr. Marissa and my co-host
Sam Works. Usually you have a different line.
I know. I'm sorry. It is Thursday. For some reason I'm feeling it this week. I don't know if it's I don't know. Anyways, I am going to along with Sam lead you through breakfast with us, which means we're going to start at the top of the bun. 8 specific gratitudes that you would like to share very quickly. We've been doing them faster because I'm limiting it to one word. And Frank has actually been playing along, my new sound engineer in the back. So he's welcome to do that. And I see eyeballs rolling in. So if you'd like to play along as well and list out what you are grateful for. And then we'll go to the bottom because Sam likes it on the bottom. The appreciations, things that you like about yourself. So you'll be thinking about that as we do the gratitudes on the top. Are you ready? Here we go.
Right, so gratitude's one word now?
Yeah. I've been doing this just this last week just to see if it would, because, you know, especially with co-hosts and guests, sometimes they get like so into it. We're at the half-hour mark before we're finished the gratitudes. So I'm trying to still keep the discipline going, but limiting it so that we have more time to talk. And today's topic, especially social media, is it helping or hurting your relationships? I think we're going to have a lot to say on that. So I want to get through this beautiful exercise that I love so much quickly. So I am grateful for washing machines.
Washing machines. Wow, look at that. Okay. I am grateful for I want to say safety in terms of I'm still alive after everything that has happened. So safety.
I am grateful for dolphins.
Dolphins. Okay.
I got to see dolphins.
Never even met one in my life. I am grateful for um, nightly activities. You know what I mean.
Is that a wink and a nod there? I am grateful for nails.
Nails. I am grateful for my bed.
I am grateful for picture frames.
Picture frames. Interesting. You know, this one word thing gets me thinking.
I'm messing with you.
I am grateful for my car.
And now we're going to go to the bottom of the bun. See how fast that was? At the bottom of the bun is things that you like about yourself, one word adjectives, because a lot of us, when we're not secure in who we are, you get insulted or someone does you wrong and it just takes you off, and it takes a long time to get back on your solid place. So the more that you like yourself, the more that you can approve of yourself, the better your mental health is, and the more purposeful you can be about your decisions, about your reactions, instead of being a jerk in your knee-jerk reactions. So I appreciate that I am balanced.
I appreciate my willpower.
I appreciate my fortitude.
I appreciate my mindset.
Say that again, I missed it.
My mindset?
I appreciate my laugh.
Ooh. I appreciate my life.
I appreciate my, I don't know how to say this in one word, taste buds.
Taste buds? That's funny. Okay, I appreciate my wittiness.
I don't know why I'm losing wit.
Wit.
Oh, not twit.
No.
I appreciate, this is the last one. I appreciate my visual acuity. 2 words I know.
Wow.
But new.
But no. And I appreciate my I appreciate my heart.
I'm going to sneak one in because I just thought of it. It's one of my favorite words. Enthusiasm. And that is it for taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich, the morning discipline that I promise if you do 28 days in a row, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Because frankly, my dear, if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect other people to approve of you too? All right, here we go. Sam's topic for today is
social media. Is it building or ruining relationships?
Did you see the clip that I put up yesterday?
I did. Yes.
Wasn't that like the perfect promo for the topic? I would say yes, because those of you who did not see it, I should probably see if I can't show that. Let's see, how would that come up? Oh, it's on my website. So because I just linked Instagram to my website and on my social blog, and you got to see this. And if you've just tuned in and you're wondering who's in my studio this morning, you can tell by the cuteness. It is my co-host Sam Works, who along with your host Dr. Marissa, Asian Oprah, we have straight talk about things that maybe you don't talk about a lot, or you're not comfortable talking about. So this particular series is to put the moose on the table about things that, we want to be able to put out there. So let's see if I can get this to work. Uh-oh. All right, you get the drift. So, one of the funniest things about that video is it. I don't know if you heard it in the background. The person who is actually taking the video is Sam's mom, and when the spanking started, you could hear her go, "Oh no!"
That's so funny.
And believe it or go ahead.
That was a wild night. Let me just say
That was a wild night, and I do believe. Correct me if I'm not correct. This was the first time we actually met in person.
It was.
After months, more than months, maybe a year. Not quite a year though.
I don't mean.
It doesn't matter. It was a while. We had seen each other in 2D. We had worked with each other. I don't know if you'd already become my co-host, but you'd been my sound engineer since the beginning of the pandemic when I switched to the morning show from once a week. So Sam was my gift from management to entice me to do a live every single morning instead of just drive time afternoon once a week. So he was the the gift and the facilitator of that, him and Polly, so that I could come on live. So it was funny because that was the Newport Beach Film Festival Pacific Showcase, which I'm a proud sponsor of every year. And so he took advantage of the Asian Oprah giveaway and came down literally. No, not literally. He got to Newport and they have this great party. And I'll just give them a shout out. Just, put it on your calendar, Newport Beach Film Festival. So that is where that social media clip. Now, I had no problem showing that after that, a couple times to entice you to come to see this series in the promo. But now Sam has a girlfriend. And so I wanted to see if the topic, does social media help or hurt your relationship, real time. Because we did have someone early on who watched our show ask us if we were, because of the flirting that we so easily do on the show. And it was
Did you say yes?
When we were single. I say yes. And you're going to get yourself in trouble here. And then a couple months ago, I found out on the show that Sam had a girlfriend. So we'll see. Has she seen the video?
No, she hasn't.
Oh,
but I'm sure it wouldn't be a make or break,
It wouldn't be, but you're turning red though.
We understand that we all have a past, right? So that was then. And even then, she knows our relationship between you and I. So
she does she? You just said say yes. So you may get in trouble for that one. But
she'll understand. She'll
understand. Okay, we'll see. We'll see if I
know. We'll see. I say that, but we'll see what
I know because she can get my number pretty much easily, and and if I start getting hate text, I'll know why. But it is an important topic because this is not something that affected anybody's relationship. If I look at the past, even though I'm ageless, I think there was no texting, there were no smartphones, there were phone calls, there were answering machines. Now I'm dating myself. How would you get in trouble? There were, if you went to a bar and your eyes strayed too long, or if you, let's see, were caught staring in the restaurant. But those are so benign compared to what can go on social media. And I'm reminded of a guy that I dated for a California second. And the first thing he said to me on our first date was, by the way, if you see a woman making inappropriate comments on my, I think it was Facebook, just, she's someone who's been stalking me. She's been doing this, da, 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 so that I would not take that. But I'll tell you, as soon as he said that, it wasn't like I sided with him necessarily or went to the woman, psycho. It was, I wonder what you did to be a participant in that exchange. Did you lead her on? Did you, and for me, especially with who I am and how I roll and what I do for a living, I don't need to be affiliated with anyone who has a lot of drama. Carry-on size emotional baggage, we're good. Oversized baggage and stuff like that, I'm not good. So yeah, that's my take on social media and relationships.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say, but when we say the word relationships, that's very vague, but I think your listeners know what we're meaning by that. Like finding your partner in a sense. But if we talk about the broad aspect of relationships, social media, you and I think our relationship was built with social media, radio, marketing, all that good stuff. I wouldn't
Cameras
have
in the TV, cameras in the studio.
right. I
My
wouldn't have
YouTube
met
TV
you
channel.
or anything like that if there wasn't no, online marketing, social media, radio, camera, whatever, right? I apologize if you hear the yard worker. No? Okay. But on the other hand, so I know you asked me yesterday, and I came up with that answer pretty quick because of what happened yesterday, and I want to tell you what happened. So I have a Snapchat, okay? My girlfriend went on my phone and went through my Snapchat, right? Because she had a feeling, she was curious, she knew my password. No biggie. But this is when I was sleeping. She asked me, she's like, "Hey, can I see your phone?" And I was I was asleep, but I gave her my phone. Like, vaguely remember giving her my phone, right? So she asked me, and she went through it. Anyways, on my Snapchat, she was going through it, and there was a username called Baby Girl with a heart on it. And she fell apart. She broke down, right? And she was like, "What is this? Like, who is this person?" Yada 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 yada, right? There's no messages, but it said that I had a conversation with this person like 6 weeks ago or whatever, and I didn't have an answer for her. I was confused. I was in shock, and I said, "You know what? I don't know, but let me ask her and find out what our last conversation was, because I'm confused, right? But it's just making me look like the bad guy." Long story short, she didn't believe me because her last relationship ended in that way. She was like, "You have all these girls hitting you up, texting you, like, who are they?" And he was like, "Nobody, nobody, nobody." And then she found out that he was actually talking to a bunch of girls, right? Broke her heart. So now she's in the same position. She's crying. And I'm trying to explain to her, I said, "I can't give you like a story because there is no story. Like, I don't know who this baby girl is on my Snapchat," right? So social media almost ruined the relationship. But I contacted this person. I said, "Hey," she said, "Hey." And I was like, it says that we had a conversation six weeks ago, and I just want to know what we're talking about. And she was like, I don't know. You probably said something, like commented on like my pictures or videos, whatever. She was like, why? I was like, my girlfriend sees that on my Snapchat, your username says my baby or baby girl with the heart on it. And she was like, oh, LOL. Like, she was laughing. She's like, that's just my username. But it made it look like I like put that
Reached
title,
out.
yeah, on that username. So social media can be kind of tricky because it can manipulate other people to thinking that you're into something else that you're not, you know? Like algorithms, right? Like if you look up certain things, then more of that like related topic will pop up, right? If you like one picture of someone at the beach, then you're just going to get a bunch of people in bikinis and all that stuff, you know? I almost got in trouble with my dad because I was a little kid on Instagram, and then I was scrolling through my page, and then there was like these two girls in a bra or whatever, and he freaked out. He was like, "Why do you have this on the computer?" Yada yada yada, and I couldn't explain to him why because I didn't have an answer. You know, so
Blame it on the algorithm.
but like my case is that, you know, social media has an abundance of things that you have no control of. So if you're already in a relationship, it may make or break it. But also I can see why it can build relationships because it branches out so far beyond your expansion in terms of like meeting people. You can meet someone that on social media that lives like 80 miles away, 100 miles away, and you probably would have never met them in person before, and you can meet them starting off like that, you know, and then that can build relationships. But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword for sure. Social media is a double-edged sword.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a little, I don't know whether to be insulted that that blatant video clip did not make her jealous, but baby girl heart did. But I'll get over it. But
Yeah.
I have a couple things to say. And you may not like some of this. She may not like some of this, but it is something that I think is important. If this is somebody that you care about, I'm going to do a little relationship coaching right now because I can. And and I know that you care about her, and I know that she cares about you. And when you have had an experience in the past, whatever it is, someone betrayed you, someone cheated on you, someone did something that you didn't like, human beings have a tendency to create a filter with which they now look at the world based on that experience. So, her aside, extreme cases I work with when I do coaching, individual coaching with men who will say, yeah, my first love cheated on me, and now I just, I can't commit to a relationship because I'm afraid that they're going to cheat on me again. You're sideways. So the 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 real fact about the strength of our memory is it can mess with our current present state because you have those glasses on, because she has those glasses on, that happened before. She's gonna see data that validates what she believes more than she's gonna see the things that don't validate that. So, specifically, if she does not listen to this and make a concerted effort to manage her glasses and take them off, then from that point forward, especially now with the phone. So what led her to ask to do the phone wasn't necessarily an innocent investigation. It was based on her glasses from her past. And then, of course, she's going to zoom in and look at something and see, that was it. And the fact that you said, I have no idea, that wasn't good enough because of her past experience. If she hadn't
Right.
had that past experience, she wouldn't even have gone there, right?
Yeah.
In that. So that's something she's got to work on, because and it's not her. I mean, everybody does this based on what has happened to you. You have a tendency to, it's called the Pygmalion effect. So it's the tendency to see data that supports what you believe instead of letting in data that doesn't support what you believe. And it is a very real psychological phenomena that can ruin the relationship. So I don't think that social media necessarily can ruin your relationship, but your Pygmalion effect can ruin your relationship. Now, you're, again, not the average guy. You don't you watch what you're saying, you watch what you're doing, you watch how you're interacting. But there is social media where if you're a good looking person, and this is the problem with social media, is everybody can look good with a filter. Everybody can look good, posting the best side of them, posting the lifestyles of the rich and famous, whatever. It's not real. You do not know what that person is really like. So like you said, double-edged sword. You can see someone, you like what you see, right? With the filter. And then don't tell me you don't scroll through, okay, and see what kinds of pictures they're posting, because you want to see if they're posting it with somebody special. Now, I don't know anybody single who doesn't do that. And even people in relationships, especially men, not I am male bashing, but it is, guys are attracted with their eyes, most guys. And so this and this are ways to shop, right? And you're looking for, are they, you go to the relationship status. And again, this is a great thing if you're single, because you get to see what kind of posts they do and all of that. But the bad news is you really don't know them from their social media. So, I had a guest on, Damona Hoffman, who is several times, we used to be at UBN together. I think she might still be there, but my first broadcasting station, shout out to Tony Sweet. And she is the relationship coach on Kelly Clarkson. Is it Kelly Clarkson? Or who was the one on ET? Gosh, my name recognition sucks for a media person. She is Dee Wallace's friend. She was on the show. Anyways, she also had a talk show. And she was the little girl on ET. Does that ring a bell? Frank might remember. But anyways, she's the relationship expert on both of them. And she's always telling at me, get off of social media and into a Zoom or into live meeting a person as quickly as possible, or you're going to be wasting your time with this fantasy person that you're having a get to know you over the phone, looking at their picture, which may not even be them. Extreme case catfishing.
I have been catfished.
That's not the bad one, was it? The one with the video? No. That's worse than catfishing.
No, it wasn't. This is a totally different thing. But I've been catfished as well.
I've been catfished too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like a totally different person? Not like filter or Photoshop?
It just wasn't them.
Really?
Yeah. No. Yours.
Oh, yeah. No, I've been, completely catfished, where like it wasn't that person who they say they were, in terms of like pictures and videos and stuff. And you know what the worst part is? When I found this person came out to me, and I knew her. And I was like, are you serious? You created this whole identity, this whole person, this persona to try to get to me. And like, she was like really close in my circle of life. I couldn't believe it.
It like wait, she was close circle in real life or on social media?
In real life. And
And so
she made this account, had a bunch of pictures of this random person, videos of this random person, and created this whole page, and then like contacted me and tried to, get something out of me. And then eventually she came clean and she was like, I'm actually, so and so. And I was like, no way. Are you kidding me? Like I felt used, basically. Like I felt hurt. I was like, I can't believe you did this.
wow.
I was just in shock.
Why did she do it?
Because she was obsessed with me, and she
Ah.
thinks she can win me over by me liking her personality, rather than like her looks. So she found a beautiful person on social media and then tried to get me attracted to her by our conversations and by our likings and stuff like that. And then she was going to try to build up to tell me that it's her and I should like her for her personality. She tried to use that track, and I
Wow.
was just like, and let's say that did work, right? I was attracted to like our conversation, our, the things that we relate to and all that stuff. But the fact that you still went out of your way to like fake this, even though what we liked was true, you still became someone you're not by being someone you're not.
Interesting. If you've just tuned in and you're wondering who's in studio, it is Thursday, so it is time for Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa and
Sam Works.
here on NBC News Radio, KCAA, home to the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 106.5, the station that leaves no listener behind. And the topic today is social media. Make it or break it for your relationships. And we're having some fun with this topic. I remembered the name of the show host. It was Drew Barrymore. So thank goodness I remembered that. Doesn't she have, I don't know if she still has a talk show, but I thought she did. But anyways, here we go. Frank says, I've been sent by a fake match to knock on the door of a crazy old lady's house. And they were pranking me. It wasn't the lady. I knocked on the door of that you expected is, I think, what you were going to finish that with. And we just got a finger, not that finger, but this finger. Thanks for tuning in. And if you have any experiences with social media, good and bad, and relationships, please do interact with us on the comments as we are brought to you live, Facebook, LinkedIn, and my YouTube channel, TV, which is home to 1,010 shows as of today, 591 consecutive weeks. So glad that you're here. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick break because I actually do have a commercial. I am going to invite you this Saturday to come out to class in Long Beach, California. If you're anywhere nearby, I teach my once a month moving meditation. This is Labor Day. No reason for you not to come out to the beach. Although I know you're selling houses and Labor Day is a big day. But if you want to come out to the beach, this is what you'll be doing.
Welcome to Balanced Tai Chi Gong. My name is Dr. Marissa Pei. For the next 28 minutes, we will be slow dancing with the universe in a moving meditation that promotes inner peace, one breath at a time. Just follow the sound of my voice and move with me as I guide you through this ancient wisdom through New Thought practice. As a corporate psychologist, I created this practice in response to my life and those of my clients. We were professional, high achievement-oriented, multitasking control freaks and exhausted. No matter how many successes, it was never enough. That, coupled with a painful life experience, led me on a quest to find another way to live and back to my Chinese roots. If you practice regularly, I can promise you that it will impact all health vortexes, body, mind, spirit, soul. You will be in a place of balance and inner peace the way we were created. 谢谢.
Be my partner, dance with me, just hold on, I will.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome back. You are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show, and it is Thursday. Time for our very popular series called Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa and
Saying works.
my co-host. Is that Mark? It is. I see the top of his head in the mirror. Hey, Mark. It's so funny. Now you see his eyes and his little hand in the mirror. So we're talking about social media and does it help or hurt your relationship? And Sam just said how he was catfished. I can tell you that I didn't even get catfished as a result of social media. I just did it because I shouldn't stupid myself. But it was really amazing that someone as smart as I think I am I don't even know how he got my number, but somehow, maybe it was through social media, but because of my branding, I do have my number on my website. Don't go and, oh, geez, maybe I need to take it off. But for people who want coaching, I want them to be able to text or, motivational speaking. I don't want it to get lost in email. So I do have that number out there. And for some reason, I don't know what he said, but the conversation started and he seemed super nice. And I guess I must have been vulnerable or lonely or something. I don't know what happened. This is years. This was after the divorce. Maybe it was, I'll blame it on the divorce. But we ended up talking like every single day for an hour, and look forward to. And it was just like that best friend kind of thing. And he lived in Europe, and I have a soft spot for Europeans and blah, blah, blah. I used to live there. So it was just one of those weird things. And then, like, after about a month, he asked for money. And that was the first, yeah. So it became very, and the worst part was, it was like $6,000 or $7,000 for somebody in a jam that, his family or something like that. And I'm so embarrassed to say that the thought crossed my mind, for a California minute. And then I was like, what? This is obviously way pre scam alert when, you get calls from Social Security and all. This was way before that. So we're going back 20 years. So that's my defense. I did not, I don't see myself as the dullest tool in the shed, not the brightest crayon in the box. But in that particular case, I was not smart. So, but I do know that more and more people, thanks to social media and their position of loneliness and their position of non-connectiveness, are much more likely to be catfished or misled by people on social media, especially minors. It's kind of scary, that whole predator thing.
And I think because of like social media and just the internet itself, people um can rely on that more. So people stay at home more often, right? Because why would they have to go out and talk to somebody if they can talk to a bunch of people not face to face, right? So that calms nerves. They can approach someone prettier without hesitating or even, you know, what's the word? Like blanking out in conversations, you know?
Yeah. Instead of
And
liquid courage, it's camera courage.
yeah, something ridiculous like that. And that can actually affects people mentally, you know? And you just kind of just go down this downward spiral because at the end of the day, when you do meet someone in person, you have not practiced, you know, human nature. You have not practiced talking to someone in the flesh, body language, your voice, being like touching, like all that doesn't take an account when it comes to over the phone. And so, although you can talk to more people in a broad aspect, it's harder to talk to someone in person. Like, I know so many people that get so nervous going on dates when they've been talking to this person over like online. And it's because like even though you haven't talked to this person, you don't know who this person is. In in a sense, right? Because you haven't been with them in person. You don't know how they react, you don't know how they act in general. So yeah, I can see why they get nervous. Um
You don't even
all
know
of
what
you
they look like for real.
right. And so and I everyone that I've been with, I've met it was in person when I met them, you know. And it's the first 15 seconds that you really start to judge yourself or you judge them as a character. So online, you're looking through the profile and you're just seeing the best of them. You don't see the worst of them. Why would they be posting that unless they're depressed? I mean, some people do. Don't get me wrong, but social media is for the high life of your life. You know.
Now I'm going to go to the other extreme and say that the positive parts of social media and relationships. And
Mm.
that is if you're single, you can definitely get to know who that person is by looking at their posts. What kind of a person are they? Do they like rant? Are they like um opinionated, like negatively opinionated? Are they nice? Are they kind? Are they mean? I mean, that is you can post all the pictures you want, but if you look at what they are writing, I think that that is a good way to, balance out maybe the fake filter, good looking person with their character. Hopefully that matters. Also, it is kind of fun when you see what friends you have in common. Like on Facebook, it's like, oh,
Mm.
wow, that's 2 degrees of separation instead of 15. And
Right.
that's kind of cool too, because I can use that to get oh, how do you know this person? And get the, thing. Now, going back again to the downside, if someone reaches out to me, and I do get comments or messaging, and hey, how are you doing, and hey, what's up, or I have something to give you, or blah blah blah. My thing is, okay, who are they? And I go to their profile, and then I do the swipe to see if they're involved with someone, and almost always they are. So it's like, why are you hitting me up like that? That's like danger, or I'm insulted, or who do you think I am? That are you trying to get a side hustle here? So there's that danger too. So people know me as being a little bit direct. So I will just go right out and say, are you asking me out on a date? Let's cut to the chase here, because I don't want to start talking to you. There's so many reasons to reach out to me. I want to know exactly what it is.
Mm.
That's probably why I don't date that often, because most people are not that comfortable or used to someone like, nailing them
Straightforward.
directly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
And
call it forward. I call it direct because I don't have time to waste on the dance. Although, it is definitely off-putting. I'll be the first to do that, to admit to it.
yeah, I mean, I
That
will say, more and more people are trying to beat around the bush in conversations, and that can be maybe a topic for next week. But on the plus side for
you
social
know
media,
where my head is at. I'm beating around the
yeah.
bush.
Plus side for social media is you can kind of, it's almost like fast forwarding, right? Like, imagine going on a date with someone and then you wasted a whole hour finding out that this person, you just do not like this person because of their qualities. They really express themselves on the internet and also on social media. So it can be an easy, quick, like, your preferences, right? You can be like, no, this person does that, or this person doesn't do that, yada yada yada. And being opinionated, um, that's that's definitely a make or break, in terms of relationships. And most people, that's how it is on social media. They put out their opinion, they put out their lifestyle, and you can really dictate if you want to even have a conversation with this person because of social media. So I mean that's also a good thing.
It's good if you want to know very quickly the character of the person, and you do not like people who believe that everybody has the right to my opinion, and they have to react and have an opinion about everything. That is a surefire way to turn me off. Even though I am positively opinionated, and that's part of my job to express, especially on this platform. You're right. It is absolutely a place where you can get to know a person. So I always tell people, be very careful what you post. I'm very grateful that I have not broken this rule. Is it kind? Is it true? And is it necessary? Those are the three ways in which I judge what I post, what I say, what I do. This is from Dr. David Simon, who was the co-founder of the Chopra Center. And I was honored to be at his living memorial before he died of a brain tumor. He went down to Chopra Center with Deepak and gave this beautiful speech. And that's the one thing that I carry with me to carry forward his legacy. And I take it seriously. So if you're using social media to express your opinion, you may want to adopt those 3 questions, because you cannot unring a bell. You can delete your comment, but someone like you see in the news, right? They said this, and even if you take it down, they still have a record of what you said. So be very careful. So question for you. Should I, because they're hitting me up every day, the Facebook dating app, should I go on that?
That's up to you. Me personally, I wouldn't. You're a social butterfly. You don't need a dating app for you to go find someone, right?
Well, I only socialize when I'm working. When I'm not working the carpet, if I'm not at an event working the red carpet, or if I'm not at an event speaking, I pretty much, play mahjong and go sailing, race sailboats, and go to a movie by myself, because I love doing those things.
But at the same time, you want to meet someone who has things in common with what you do, your social life. So you can meet someone at your speakings, at your boats, or even at the movies or whatever, Like, I don't know, it's weird. It's a whole different. I don't do any of that. I don't do.
Well, you're
dating apps.
23.
But let me tell you, the majority of 23-year-olds have been on dating apps. But it's not really for dating. Let me tell you that in the first place.
Really?
Most of these, most of these 23-year-olds are on those dating apps for one thing.
That was Mark in the background. Are you saying they're on there because they want to go for breakfast?
No, they want to go for dinner.
Oh, no, they're going out for after dinner.
Yeah, they're trying to get some
Right?
dessert. Okay.
Yeah. I get it. The sound effect is Mark. I don't even need a sound effect in the audio anymore.
Yeah, but and that's just from my not my preference, from my perspective, because I know a bunch of people my age who have dating apps, and it's never I'm looking for a good woman or I'm looking for a good guy. You know, it's always like bragging rights, which doesn't make sense to me. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I have a situation right now where a guest is coming on a show tomorrow, and he's a very pretty successful. I shouldn't say this. He's a successful actor. He's young, and I got texted his number with him like muscles showing and half naked. So he's like texting, like, "Hey," and I'm like, I don't know. I am definitely coming face to face with the reality of being attracted to young guys, but not knowing that the time span for relationship with somebody younger is just not long because of the difference in the not preferences. I don't know. It's not a match. And it's tough because when it's a match on your eyes, but it's not a match anywhere else.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Yeah, I think you gotta check all three boxes, when it comes to like meeting or like being with someone. Like with your eyes, yes. With your heart, yes. And other things. Like they all have to accept that other person in a sense. Because if you're just attracted to someone with your eyes and you're falling for that person, you need a reality check, right?
Well, it's not even falling for them. It's just knowing that, our show on lust,
Yeah.
it's not real attraction. It's
Yeah.
temporary, that part. I mean, I'm glad to know that I can still get a fire in the furnace. Can't believe we're talking about this. Thank you for that finger. We got another finger there. Not that finger, but a thumbs up. Thanks for tuning in. We are at the end of the hour. Sam, final word in 30 seconds on social media and dating.
Just be careful. That's it. Enjoy yourself, but be careful.
Sounds like prophylactic commercial. Oh, Mark liked that one. Yeah. So final word is, like Sam said, be careful. Be very careful what you meet and what you do on social media. This is Dr. Marissa reminding you that it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through, inner peace. Go and register on drmarissa.life for my Tai Chi session on the beach at 10 a.m. this Saturday. There's also a registration link in my bio for Sam and I's financial literacy workshop that's coming up on September 16th at the Holmes Estate in Calabasas for Sir John Shin, who is our business coach. So if you want to do that, you're welcome to. It's free, and you get a free lunch as well. That's September 16th from 10 to 5, and this Saturday. We'll see you now. Go and have the best day ever. Tomorrow, Alon, Tempting Conversations.